Hello, ladies, and welcome back to another episode of Get 'em Girl, a girl's guide to relationships, femininity, dating, polarity, and attraction. Okay, ladies, so today I want to talk about why men love women who live very well curated lives. Right, ladies? And when I say a curated life, it doesn't mean that your life is perfect. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have everything together, but what it really is a life full of intentional choices, ladies, which means your life may feel very beautifully designed. You feel very cared for. You're very intentional in how you live in your environment. And all of that signals confidence. Okay, ladies? All of that speaks to your emotional maturity, your self-respect. All of those things show that you are a woman that has standard and you don't just allow anything for yourself. Right, ladies? And masculine men really draw to that type of woman. And it's not even because of what she looks like or anything like that. It's because of how it feels to be around her. Right, ladies? And so in this video, I want to break down really why it works and how to kind of subtly start to curate your life in the way that's true to you. And honestly, doing this, when men start to experience this makes them want to stay around and provide and spoil you because they see that you already give so well to yourself. Right, ladies? So let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay, so let's hop into the why first of all. Why are men drawn to women with well-curated lives? Well, first off, structure and purpose. It signals structure and purpose. And what I mean is your life is set up in a way to where you're not actually waiting around for a man to come complete your happiness, right? So you already have that happiness. You already have a structure to your lifestyle. You already have a purpose in life that brings you joy and happiness, right? And so he does not feel that when he's dating you, when he's getting to know you, that you require him to do that for you because you already do it for yourself, right? He doesn't feel like he's needed to come in and complete who you are, complete your happiness. He realizes that that's something you can provide for yourself. And here's the thing about men. Men provide the best results when they have the freedom to do so. They don't provide the best results because they're forced to do it and someone is begging them to do it or someone is trying to make them do it. Men provide the best results when they feel like they have the freedom to do so. Right, ladies? And so by you being a person that's already complete, it's a benefit on top of the fact that you already provide that to yourself. And that gives him the freedom to do so. Right, ladies? It's a bonus, okay? And men operate really well with that. On top of that, it also signals that you have high standards, high self-worth, high discernment, right, ladies? You have a standard for how you're going to live and you're not accepting anything less, right? You have boundaries in place. You know what you want out of life and you hold your lifestyle up to that standard. And that's always going to be something that people want to gravitate to in general, but especially masculine men. Masculine men can respect a woman who has a full, vibrant life outside of him. He's not threatened by it. He's not threatened by your femininity, but he's drawn to it. It's intriguing, right? And so by having these kind of full, magnetic, curated lifestyles, you'll find that you're so busy and you're so full and you're enjoying life so much, you don't even have time to be clingy, right? You don't have time to be all up under him and chasing him down and wondering every little move he makes because you have so much going on for yourself. You're fulfilled. And you have the opportunity to be selective. And when you are interacting with him, he can sense that. He can feel that. He can feel that you're not just clamoring on to him for every little drop you can get because you need some dopamine hit. He can tell. Right, ladies? He can tell that there are other things that bring you happiness, and that helps you to not come off clingy. That helps you to not come off desperate because you have other sources of joy, right? And those other sources kind of contribute to your mystery and your intrigue. All of these things, ladies, is why men gravitate to women who live very full, vibrant, curated lives, right? It signals to him that I'm going to be with her because she wants me here and not because she needs me here to fulfill some purpose that she can't fulfill in herself, right? So hopefully that's all making sense. So let's move into some initial steps to start to curate that life. What does that look like? What are some things that you can start doing so that you become the woman with the well-rounded lifestyle and things going on and interests and hobbies and environments that you love? How do you do that? So we're going to start out with curating your environment because a lot of times people don't realize that their environment has such a heavy impact on their mental. It actually does. And so starting out, you need to be working on the area that you actually reside in, where you live, where you eat, where you lay your head. Okay, ladies? So completely decluttering and cleaning your space and making it aesthetically pleasing to you is going to be so instrumental in just even helping you get a mindset shift. Ladies, have you ever been in a situation where your house is kind of cluttered and it's like while you're in there, you just can't think straight, right? And you just start mad cleaning, just angry cleaning because it's like, if I can just maybe get some of this stuff out of here, maybe I can think a little bit, or maybe I'll feel better, right, ladies? Your environment is the reason why you're doing that. Your environment is why your mind can feel so clouded sometimes. And so sometimes we naturally go into that kind of like, let me just clean something, because intuitively we know that our surrounding is having an effect on us in that moment. And so going into curating your life, it's very important to make sure where you actually sleep and lay your head and where you live is going to be comfortable and soothing to the mind. It's going to be comfortable and soothing while you are there, kind of having your me time, having your feminine time, having your time with God. You want to have an environment that is conducive to that, okay? And furthermore, we know that we as women are very scent oriented. Get you some nice candles, get you some nice diffusers, some smell goods. Ladies, go and get on some Joe Malone, okay? If you're a Bath and Body Works girl, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and get you some Diptyque, but do something so that you are also enhancing your senses and kind of tickling your fancies as you're walking around your place, okay? As you walk from room to room, something just kind of sparks your senses and you can feel good about it and you can get a great sensation from it. Do these things for your environment, okay? Also, look into things that actually feel good on the skin to have around your place, okay? Silk pillowcases, cozy throws, things that you can cuddle up to and that feel really nice on the skin, because touch is a sensation that is very important to us as well. And it also feeds the experience of being in an environment that actually is stimulating to us. Okay, ladies, think about your lighting. Think about getting you some fresh flowers if you want to do so. But do things that are going to stimulate your senses while you're at home. Okay, ladies, so hopefully this is something that really just kind of opens up your mind and kind of clears things up so that you can jump into the next phases of curating your lifestyle. Okay, I feel like curating your home is one of the biggest ways to start that process. Next, of course, I tell y'all this in so many videos, curating your habits. When I say curating your habits, morning routines, evening routines, night routines, right, ladies? Your self-care routines, your your practices as far as your spirituality, talking to God, reading your Bible, journaling, okay, ladies, getting some physical movement in, your fitness routine, okay? What is your diet looking like right now? What is your rest looking like right now? Do you have time for peace? You need to be curating your habits. Right, ladies? You need to be putting things in place so that your habits feed you. Your habits stimulate you, and they're actually feeding into the future version of yourself that you want to be. Right? So often we get caught in how we feel here and now. And, I don't feel like doing this for myself today because it's just whatever. But also, you have to remember that there is a future you. There is a you that's going to be a week down the road and you're not feeling this right now. And you're going to be thanking yourself if you just get up and still take care of yourself anyways, still put the routine in place anyways, right, ladies? At a certain point, it's about the discipline of caring for yourself. It really is the discipline of actually caring for yourself. You will thank yourself so much if you applied a discipline for how you treat you. You really will. And so I want you to very much so get into depth about your habits. Get in depth about your routines. Know what it is that you want to do for yourself day by day. And if you have some routines that are more extravagant, you need to establish how often you're going to be doing those. Put those on the calendar. Today is a spa day. Today is a day where I do my total body self-care or whatever it is. Start to establish those habits and curate those habits for yourself. Okay, because that also feeds into a curated lifestyle. How you care for yourself shows. How you care for your body and your mind and your skin, your health, all of that actually shows. Okay, that's a part of curating a full life. Curating your social circle. Ladies, I know that a lot of us go through it with friendships. I get it. You have to use your discernment, okay? We're doing all of this growing and we're working on ourselves and all this kind of stuff. And I need you to start being I need you to be very selective, okay, about who you are allowing around you while you're growing, okay? You need to be distancing yourself from people who are draining, people who are chaotic. You need to create some distance there. I understand that sometimes it's more so difficult to completely cut certain people off, but creating distance from those people will still benefit you, even if you're not ready to completely let go. Create some distance, okay, ladies, because the people that we are around, their voices sometimes can echo so loud in what we are trying to accomplish that sometimes it drowns out what we're thinking because we're so busy thinking about what they think about it. Listen, you do not befriend women who are not growing. Do not befriend women who don't have goals for their life. Do not befriend women who don't have morals for their life. Do not befriend women who are just willing to do any and everything with any and everybody. Okay, because those kind of women are going to be who you are around and who you are getting your counsel from. And sometimes you can get so lost in the sauce that you don't even realize that the advice that they are giving you is actually really crazy. They will be saying some things and giving you some advice that to them makes sense because of where they are. But where they are is not where you are or where you're trying to go. Okay, and so you have to create distance from people who are not actually like-minded. You really do. Okay, align with some women who want to live beautifully. Align with women who live intentionally and live their lives very selective. They're not out with everybody. They're not out everywhere, and everybody don't have access to them. Okay, ladies, live with standard. Okay. Allow people in your life who also live with standard. Okay, iron sharpens iron in this thing. Okay, so align with women who you can tell are on a growth journey themselves, who are wanting to level up themselves, who want to see themselves further, who want more out of life. Align with those kind of women. Okay? And put yourself in locations and in spaces where there's women there so that y'all can create that connection. Okay, go to some events. I see so many events especially in the city. If you live in the city, I see so many events where there are women getting together, black women entrepreneurs getting together. They have plenty of brunches. They have all these different kind of networking events for women now, to where if you will allow yourself to get into these spaces, you will meet women who are naturally already geared to growing, and they understand that in growth sometimes you got to be a certain way, and they can understand your journey, and y'all can click a lot better than someone who's not willing to grow at all. Next, I want you to curate your presence. Okay, curate your presence. And I want you to curate it in detail. So, of course, let's talk about just your energy. Of course, you want to be presenting as emotionally balanced, okay? Unattached from chaos, okay? You want to be a woman who knows how to receive and be light and be playful and be soft, okay? You want to be a woman who, yes, has standards and boundaries, okay? And your yes means yes and your no means no. Okay, all of these things I have talked about before if y'all want to go through the different videos, but all of these things feed into your presence. And so furthermore, even if you want to get down into the details of just someone experiencing you, curate your scent. What is the scent that when you walk by, people like, I know who that is. Where is she? You know what I'm saying? They know it's you when you walk by. Like, yep, that's her. What is that look that you need to be working on so that you can look polished regularly, ladies? I know we have this thing where we get cute one day out the week, 2 days out the week, and the rest we just look like a tornado hit. Ladies, what's that look that's going to have us looking polished consistently? Okay, what's the hairstyle? What's the clothes? Okay, figure out the scent. What is it that you can maintain so that you look good regularly? And I'm not just saying this for like the purpose of men. I'm saying this so that when you present yourself, you're presenting as a woman who honors herself. Okay, so all of these things feed into your presence, even the way you speak. Okay, is there a warmth and a grace to your voice? Is there intention in the words that you use? Are you careful about how you come off and what you say? How do you present? You need to curate that. Okay, you need to curate what that looks like, how others experience you. That's a thing, ladies. And last but not least, curate your experiences. Give yourself experiences, ladies. Give yourself, even if it's a solo date, give yourself brunches, museums, hotel staycations. Give yourself experiences. Give yourself hobbies, okay? Pottery and wine tasting and journaling. I don't know what it is. I hopped into the world of cheeses. I love cheese, ladies. I have hopped into the world of cheeses. I just tasted one of the most amazing cheeses I've ever tasted. It's like a Stilton cheese with blueberry in it, and I almost fainted. But give yourself those experiences that feel joyful to you. Right, ladies? No matter how small, these should be things that you can even implement in your day-to-day life. Like, I literally will go to my little gourmet market that we have, and I will go in there and I will spend 30 minutes looking at cheese. But I enjoy it. Like, I'm not faking the funk. I love it. I enjoy it. I want to look at them. I want to smell them. I want to see the consistency. I want to see if there's another cheese that I know of that they are kind of similar to. I want to get into it. Right, ladies, as random as that is, I want to give myself that experience. And that's what I want you ladies to be doing for yourself. Find those things that are going to speak to you and get you excited and kind of pique your interest, have you intrigued and curious about them. Find those things. What are they? What are those hobbies? Okay, what are those outings? What does that look like? Okay, curate your experiences. Okay, ladies? And so with that all being said, if you are ready to curate a beautiful life, and you are stepping into this version of a feminine woman who has a well-rounded life, right? I want you to get in the comments and say, I am the curator of my life. Okay, get in the comments. I am the curator of my life, because you are. Even when you are not intentionally curating, you're curating. What I want you to do is be intentional. And so with all that being said, I want to thank y'all for watching another episode of Get 'em Girl. I hope that everything made sense and that I explained well, okay? And I want to once again thank y'all, and I will see y'all in the next episode, okay? Bye.